Hi, I'm Peoria Mayor Kathy Carlat. One of the components of the tremendous quality of life we enjoy here in Peoria is that we are blessed to feel safe in our homes at night. Low crime is not just happenstance. It takes a lot of strategy, effort, and the work of a top-notch police force. Today, I'm here with the man who leads the highly awarded Peoria Police Department, Police Chief Roy Minter. Chief Minter has been with the department for the past 5 years and under his leadership has employed cutting-edge policing strategies that have reduced Peoria's crime rate to be the very lowest in the valley in the last 2 years of data. It's nice to have you with me here today, Police Chief Roy Minter.
Well, thank you and good morning, Mayor, and it's a pleasure to be here, and good morning to our viewers.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about your background?
Sure, absolutely. I started my law enforcement career back in 1982 with the Houston Police Department. Spent about 10 years with the Houston Police Department, and I transferred to the Aurora, Colorado Police Department. Spent 15 years there in Aurora working in various assignments from detective to patrol sergeant to a sergeant in investigations to a lieutenant running a patrol shift and a lieutenant who's actually in charge of the entire training academy. And then I took over as a lieutenant in charge of the SWAT team, the K-9 unit, and the gang unit. And then I got promoted to commander and took over the largest district there in Aurora with the highest crime rate, and we were able to successfully go in there and reduce crime in that district by 19%. Back in 2007, I got the ideal of wanting to see what it would be like to go through a police chief selection process, and was fortunate enough to be selected as the police chief for Denton, Texas, right outside of Dallas. I spent about 3.5 years there as the police chief in Denton, Texas, and was fortunate enough to get recruited for the police chief's position here in Peoria, Arizona, and I couldn't be happier. Well,
I'm not sure if you are the only one fortunate enough to have you here in Peoria. We are thrilled to have you here, and that's quite a resume. That's pretty amazing. So let's talk about Peoria now. Sure. You have recently instituted something called predictive policing strategy. What is that?
Well, a couple of things. We've been doing what's been referred to as intelligence-led policing for quite some time. We started doing that when I first arrived here in Peoria, and that's basically using daily intelligence information to assist us with deployment strategies and looking at crime patterns. Predictive policing actually takes that to the next level, and we actually look at analytical data. And we look at things such as where known offenders hang out, weather patterns, population, special events in the city. We input all that information into a computerized program, and it kind of gives us an idea of where crime may occur and what times and what days crime may occur, and then it helps us with deploying our resources into those areas.
Wow. And it actually works, huh?
Well, we've seen some great successes so far. We've only been using predictive policing, the actual program that we're using, since September. But already we've seen where an officer's been in an area where we put them in a predictive policing mission area, and an officer was there when we had a burglary in progress. And we've also contacted some suspicious people who ended up being arrested in those areas. So we're very proud of very impressed with what we're seeing so far.
Wow, that's great. The data that we have in this day and age is just incredible, and it's wonderful to see how we can use those kinds of cutting-edge strategies to help make our city a better place to live.
Absolutely.
That's really, really great. But so let's back up for a minute and talk about before predictive policing was in place. You were an award-winning police chief already with UCAN and other community policing kinds of programs. Why don't we talk about that a little bit?
We're very proud of our UCAN program, which stands for United Community Action Network. We kind of look at it as our flagship program for the department. UCAN basically is a program where we bring in people from all over the city. They're members of UCAN from our business community, our school district, our community of faith, identified youth programs, and other community leaders. And we come together on a monthly basis, and we have the opportunity to have a discussion about things that are impacting the community as a whole, not just the police department. It's not just a police department oriented meeting, but we talk about things going on in the school district, things going on in the business community, things going on in the community of faith, and it allows us to have that interaction with all the players at the table, and it's a great networking opportunity for members of our community. We're very proud of the fact that this is something that was highlighted in the President's 21st Century Policing Task Force report, the importance of building and maintaining strong community partnerships and relationships. We're very proud of the fact that we didn't have to read that in the report. We were already doing it.
Yeah.
It served as an example for several communities all over the country. St. Louis County, Missouri was recently here last year. They took a look at our UCAN program and immediately went back and implemented a similar program. So we're very proud of the fact that people are seeing the great benefits of our program, because we're certainly seeing great benefits from our program. We're actually having a meeting today, and we've already got almost 50 people who have RSVP'd to come to today's meeting. So we're very proud of how this program is progressing and how beneficial it's been to the city.
Yeah, that is really great community involvement, and I'm sure that cities like St. Louis have a lot to learn from this kind of involvement. It's not just all about enforcement, it's about communication.
Absolutely. It's all about communication and great partnerships.
Yeah. Well, speaking of that, I know that you've got a SALT conference coming up at one of our retirement communities. Let's talk a little bit about what SALT is.
Absolutely. SALT stands for Seniors and Law Enforcement Together, and it's an opportunity. We've got several large senior communities in our great city, and it's an opportunity for us to go out and have a discussion about issues and concerns that are specific to the senior community. We talk about anything from elder abuse to driving issues to fraud-related issues, and it's a great opportunity for us to go out and strengthen our partnership with our senior communities and talk to them about issues and concerns that are specific to their community. So SALT has been a great program that has really assisted us in really maintaining and building a stronger partnership with our senior communities.
I bet that they really appreciate that. I know that they tend to have a lot of fears, and many of them are quite justified. I know that we had some people in here the other day who really wanted to talk about what we are doing, not only with security within Peoria, but what about national security? How does what you do play into national security?
Well, we spend a lot of time going out and communicating and building those partnerships with members of our community, but we also want to make sure that we get the important information out to them regarding how we gather intelligence, how we disseminate that intelligence, and how we use that intelligence. We're very proud of the fact that we've got a great program where we have a terrorism liaison officer who has access to great intelligence databases and keeps us updated on important information, and we're able to communicate that information to members of our community, and they're very appreciative of the interaction and the communication they have with members of our department. We were out in Ventana Lakes last night for their community meeting. They had over 100 people out there at their community meeting, and we spent about an hour and a half out there talking to them about not just terrorism related incidents, but issues that were specific to their community. And I had so many people after the meeting who came up to me and talked about how appreciative they are about the partnership that they have between that community and the Peoria Police Department. I even had one gentleman who came up to me and said that he lived in another West Valley city for 13 years. And he said, "Chief, in 13 years, I only saw a police officer in my community twice." And he said, "I've lived here in Ventana Lakes for 4 months, and I've seen a police officer in my community an average of twice per week." And what really impressed me is not only is he seeing a presence, but he actually knew the officer by his first name.
Wow.
So those are the things that really make a difference in our community.
You're right, it just speaks volumes, and that is why we call the safety in our homes at night quality of life.
Absolutely.
So I know what we do for seniors. Tell me about our school resource officers. Let's talk about kids for a minute here.
Well, we're very proud of our school resource officer program. We have school resource officers in all 4 of the Peoria high schools, and they do an outstanding job. We refer to our school resource officers as the best of the best. They're not only a security component in the schools, but they're also counselors, they're mentors, they're role models, they teach classes, and they do an outstanding job with the students there. Not only that, but they're a great recruitment tool for us. We realize that because of the presence that they have in the high schools, we get several kids who are now looking at the impact that the school resource officers have had on their lives, that they're now saying someday they may want to be a police officer and go back into a school and give back just like the school resource officers are giving to them. So we're very, very proud of our school resource officers and a great partnership that we have with the Peoria Unified School District.
Yeah, so in addition to getting to know those kids at that age, that those kids are also given the opportunity to change the image that they might have seen on television of police officers in other places that they might not be so happy about.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's great. Get that next generation early. Well, so talk to me a little bit about technology. I know that you use a lot of different technological programs as well as body-worn cameras for our police officers. So let's talk about that.
Well, we're very proud of the fact that we're known not just throughout the Valley, but throughout the state as one of the most technologically advanced agencies in the area. And that's a great testament to the great support that we get from you and the council. Body-worn cameras, we started a pilot program almost a year ago, and we're now at the point where we got a federal grant, and in about 2 months we'll have the new body-worn cameras, so every Peoria police officer who's out on the street will have a body-worn camera. So we're very, very proud of that. We're also proud of our new predictive policing program. We're the only agency in the state that's using predictive policing right now, and it's proven to be very beneficial for us. But we're also looking at the next step in technology. One of the things that we're looking at, if you look at the patrol car right behind us, you'll see that there's a laptop computer in that patrol car, which has served us well, and it's a great, great component for what we need to do on a daily basis. But we're already looking at the next level of technology that we're going to be implementing in our patrol vehicles, which is going to be tablets. If you look, everybody's carrying tablets nowadays. Everybody has an iPad or some other type of tablets. The tablets that we're looking at will kind of be one-stop shopping for us. The officers will be able to do their reports on the tablets. They'll be able to issue citations on the tablet. They'll be able to carry tablets in and take pictures of accident scenes. So we're already looking at the next level of technology. It'll just be a matter of time before officers will be doing things on something as small as a smartphone, or even like a watch like I have today.
My gosh, that's incredible. In this new day and age of innovation, we shouldn't have the police department be the last people to get the technology. They should be the first ones. That's who we count on the most.
Absolutely.
Well, I just want to thank you for everything that you're doing. You have made our city a wonderful place to live, you and your entire police department. We are incredibly proud of you. And just want to thank you so much for being here today and for having something to say to all of our citizens who are watching Peoria Pulse.
Well, great, and thank you for your great leadership and the support and assistance we get from you and the council. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chief. And thank you for joining us today on Peoria Pulse.